So we do Netivot Shalom Sefer Vikra, and the last parsha is בחוקותי, right? My laws. אם בחוקותי תלכו ובמצוותיי תשמורו ועשיתם אותם ונתתי גשמכם איתם, right? So if you will walk in the path of my laws and you keep my rules, right? The mitzvot, and I will bring rain on its time, etc. And Rashi explained, it says, אם בחוקותי תלכו, יכול זה קיום המצוות, it's possible to keep the mitzvot. But when he said that mitzvotai tishmoru, right, this is the fulfilling the mitzvot. So what is I mekayem? What I fulfill if I walk in the path of in the law that you should be amelim b'Torah. So like there is distinguish between the chukot and the mitzvot. He said, okay, you fulfill, you keep them, but what the other one is for? He said, putting an effort in the Torah, amelim b'Torah. Ve'al ve'et mitzvotai tishmoru v'asitem otam, and he says. And Rashi brings, so okay, so what does it mean? Okay, keep my mitzvot, and you do them. Okay, that's a milim b'Torah, in order for us to understand and to keep the mitzvot. Otherwise, how do we know what to keep if we don't learn? We need to learn. And he says, and also we need to explain, what it is all about this reward, which is not only that we should be amelim b'Torah, working and putting effort in the Torah, right? Because that's what, like, this is the reward that was promised to us, right? But working and learn the Torah, and like not about the mitzvot themselves. And he said, and the promising of the blessing of the brachot, right? So the Rambam is already asking, and he said, schar mitzvah b'ay al maleka. So like there is no reward for the mitzvot in this world, right? We learned many times that the reward for the mitzvah is so huge, priceless, that we cannot measure in this physical world. It's a spiritual thing. And we should say, it says in our holy book, that the reward of the mitzvah in this world that doesn't exist here, it says about only the essence of the mitzvah, because the mitzvah itself is so high and spiritual thing, so it's not related to give any reward in this world, because this world is limit. However, the yearning and the desire that the Jew has to fulfill the mitzvah and to add extra to it and to do right in the hidur, in mehader, in the kiyum mitzvah, for that we have a reward also in this world. As it says from Maran Asaba Kadosh Melochovit Zechoto Gen Alenu, as it says in the Zohar HaKadosh, so all the blessings above and lower, right, in this world are all depending on the seven. And it says that the blessing in a spiritual thing, it's from the essence of the Shabbos. But the Gashmiut thing, the materialist thing, right, they are not coming from the Shabbos Kodesh. Because the Shabbos Kodesh itself is higher than the higher things. And we cannot bring from it, like it's impossible that you will withdraw from it blessing for the Gashmiut. So after all, we do have blessing in Gashmiut. Where is it coming from? So he says, that's coming from the extra time that we add for the Shabbos. The extra time, that's like bringing us the bracha, the blessing in the Gashmiut, adding to the mitzvah. And then we have that blessing. And he also added, שמצווה לספר דבר זה לפני הבעלי בית, right, that we need to tell this thing to the בעלי בתים, so they should add more time to the Shabbat, make an extra Shabbos, a greater Shabbos. And this is what I said just says in the Perush, when they explain, אם בחוקותי תלכו שתהיו עמלים בתורה, that you should put an effort in the Torah. It said, it's not on the essence of the mitzvah of והגית בו יומם ולילה, that we obligated to learn day and night, because there is no reward in this world. However, it's come on the hidur mitzvah. What we're putting really more effort, extra mile, even when we're tired, we're still learning and learning. This is what we get. And also, it's explained, man deita betorat avot, when it says on the pasuk, telchu, like walk in my path. So here in Hebrew, the letter taf lamed chaf vav, telchu, you can change the order and it will be otiot kalot. Kalot is like a feeling that somebody really loves something or desires something, and you feel like his soul is dying from it, but on a positive side. So he said, and we have it from Tehillim, Nichsefa vegam kalta nafshi, like my soul yearned to Hashem. It's like lechalot, it's also to die or to eliminate, but erase it, but on a positive note. That my soul is getting out, for that, right? So the soul has that desire. So it means that in בחוקותי תלכו, if you walk the path of my laws, you should fulfill all the mitzvot, really from love and from desire, right? And you keep my mitzvot, and you bring it from Bereshit Va'aviv Shamar et hadavar, which means that the Jew is anticipating and yearning, and he have the desire really to fulfill the mitzvah. Do not wait. For that, you have an extra reward in this world, which is on the Hidur. And furthermore, we should say that Shachar She'uftach, the reward that was promised, right, by Hashem, it's particularly go on the amelut b'Torah, putting the effort in learning the Torah, and not necessarily on fulfilling the mitzvot, because again, there is no reward in this world. And this is what it says all in Torat Kohanim, right? Torat Kohanim, the Torah of the Kohanim is actually Sefer Vikra. This is the book that's called Torat Kohanim, because most of the book is about what the Kohanim is supposed to do. So he teaches that Hashem have a desire for us that we should learn the Torah. And also it says, Mi iten ve'al levavam ze lahem li'ira oti kol hayamim leman itav levlat. Hashem is like wishing that our hearts will be fearing him, so all days, in order for us to have good things, which is learning the Torah. And also in the Akdamot it says, right, so he bring it from the Akdamot, which is in the Sidurim, that again Hashem have a desire that we should put an effort in the Torah. And also the Rambam wrote, Mishen Asolibo, that somebody that his heart elevated him to fulfill that mitzvah appropriate, then he'll get the crown of the Torah. Right? And he says, which means there is the essence of fulfilling the mitzvah of learning Torah, that he's learning the Torah, he's fulfilling that mitzvah. But also there is one that his heart actually is elevating himself, and his heart is like have the desire to learn Torah. I mean, we know that there are some people that never let the Gemara go. They're always attached to learning and learning and learning. This is what they have, and they do every second. Then they will have the crown of the Torah. He shouldn't be distracted from other things. And this is the path of the Torah. You eat bread and stop with salt and drinking water, and you sleep on the ground, and you're going to live. It says chayet sa'ar, like life of suffering, but you should learn the Torah. And he said, and the reward is according to the suffering. So the Rambam mefareh that the reward is about the suffering that the person had. So he doesn't get the reward on the mitzvah, but he gets on the suffering. And the more he suffers, the reward is greater. Right? And this is what Chazal are saying, that if you do that, you're very happy in this world. Because it's not the reward on the mitzvah that we're supposed to get in the Olam Haba, but it's the reward here in this world. Because Hashem wants us to be amelim b'Torah, which means that we should enslave our body. But again, I don't think we should take it literally, although this is what they said here. But still, we need to live in this world, and we have family, pay the bills, etc. That's again, we need to do that. But maybe just to keep that in our mind the whole time, and really to try and to put the effort to learn Torah any chance we have, and for that we'll get a reward.
In this world?
In this world, yeah. And this is, it says, the nachat ruach lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's like will please Hashem. It will be a good smell for Hashem. And then he bring in the Tanah Deve Eliyahu. He says, Ba etzli talmid echad. Once to Eliyahu, a Talmid came, a student, ve'amar li, and he said, I'm learning Torah. I'm osek b'divrei Torah. U'mechamed u'mitaveh, and I have what is that? And I have a desire. And I'm anticipating, I'm expecting that if the Torah will come to me, right? Okay, where's the Torah? The Torah doesn't come to me. This is what I'm doing. I have this desire and everything, and I'm doing learning, but I don't have the Torah coming to me. So I told him, right? Eliyahu Navi b'ni. So he said, Lo zachayish lidivrei Torah. So he said, a person cannot really have the merit or to gain the Torah only if he's really giving his soul for it, only if he have moser nefesh for that. And the fact that he is having the desire and the taiva, right, for and he's anticipating and he's waiting, that's not good enough. It's not good enough. But you need to have a Mesirat Nefesh really to learn, because the Torah will be fulfilled only the one that gives the Nefesh, will really do the extra effort for that. And also it says in Midrash Tanchuma, Parashat Noach, לא קראת הקדוש ברוך הוא ברית עם ישראל, אלא התורה שבחסדת השם. His covenant with us is on the oral Bible, the Torah שבעל פה, right, the Talmud. As it says in Sefer Shmot, כי על פי הדברים האלה, right, the mouth of these words.
Wait, did you change the page?
I did, yeah. You don't see it?
No, I don't see. Where are you?
Ah, okay. Sorry, I'll do that again. I'm here.
Oh, now I got it. Okay, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Right, you said in the Rash Tanchuma that Hashem made a covenant with us, al pi advarim, which is the Torah shebe'al peh, the oral Bible, the Talmud. He said, anyone that loves wealth and pleasures cannot really learn the Torah shebe'al peh, like the Gemara, because it says it's sa'ar, it's a suffering, right? To learn Gemara, it's not easy. It's not easy. And I'm talking like really to learn, not just to hear somebody, to really read and understand the Tosfot and Rashi and Marsha and all of the things, even to just understand the Sugya. Very difficult sometimes, very, very complicated and difficult. To say that's, somebody that really is been drawn into pleasures and wealth, he cannot really learn the Gemara, because it's have a tsar gadol v'nidut shena. You cannot sleep, and you are worn out from that. Ve'en lomed ota, and only the one that really love Hashem with all his heart can learn it. And then he ends over there and says that their reward, that they will see actually the hidden light, the spiritual hidden light, as it says in the pasuk. The people or the nation that walks in the dark saw the great light. And this is the light that Hashem was hiding for the one that, when he created the world, for the one that are actually learning the Torah by Amal, right? That really learning with an effort. Because Hashem, this is what he is desired to. And we found, even when there is no reward here in this world for the mitzvah, but we have a reward for the suffering that we have. And that makes Hashem happy. He doesn't want us really to suffer, but the suffering that comes from learning the Torah, that's the suffering, right? It's like somebody that, I don't know, do a ski. I don't know what you can relate to. I can relate, let's say, to motorcycle. So it's not easy. It's hot. You're crashing. You need to lift up the bike. Your pain, your body sore for a few days, but it's such a sweet sore. It's like it's fun, right? So again, you're doing ski. You're doing like physical activity. This is just the analogy. You don't feel that you're suffering. You actually you're having fun from it, and that's why you can see the people that are, I saw Rabbanim that they can barely walk, limping, old in their almost 70, but suddenly in Simchat Torah they do flip. They're dancing, and it's like, and they finish dancing and they crash, and you see people are holding them and walk them to the seat, but like they're so happy, they don't see the suffering. But yeah, they do suffer, the body suffer, but you don't feel that it's suffering. You actually feel it that it's a sweet thing. And this is what he's saying, and this is the reward that we're getting in this world. And my Rav, I remember he explained me once, he said that, this is something a little bit scary. He said that, yeah, there is no reward. However, you want to get to Shul. Shul is far from you. So Hashem will give you the ability to have a car. It's hot, so the car will have an air conditioning. You put fillings, so Hashem will keep your arm. You walk to Shul, you have your legs. Like, it's not a reward. Hashem just helping you and giving you the mean and facilitating whatever you need for that. So you want to pleasure the Shabbat, so he gives you enough money to buy, I don't know, T-bone steaks and lamb chops and whatever. So that's the thing. So Bezrat Hashem, we should always feel pleasure from all the learning the Torah, and we would like to learn more and more.
Right.
The Parsha Bechukotai, what does that mean? How does that translate?
Which one?